You know what I think about, Montgomery? I think about the people that gave their lives to hunt these guys down and get them the first time and put them into Gitmo. And the determination for President Obama to empty Gitmo. We're down to 39 now. And we said we're going to let you out, but they promised to stay in Qatar. I'm pretty sure they broke their promise almost right away. They were hailed as heroes, and who knows what intelligence they're able to pick up. Just a little on Rouhani. He's the guy in the second picture we showed. He was called one of the very worst prisoners at Gitmo. He was there for a while, from 2002 to 2007. He was released after promising authorities he was returning to Afghanistan to, quote, care for his sick father. He said he was just a shopkeeper. He spent 4 years in the intelligence service in Kabul. You got 26 left. Montgomery, tell me if I'm wrong here. I fear that if we want our Americans back in country, they're going to say we need a few more from Gitmo out in Afghanistan if you want those arteries open and if you want that airport to be no longer ringed with Taliban fighters. What do you think?
I think if we had an America First president instead of America Last president, that would be a no-go. And I think that all those guys in Gitmo belong there. I think with few exception, most of them should still be in there. You know, after World War II, the U.S. held over 400,000 lawful combatants, mostly Germans, and we didn't have to have any charges or trials for them. The Geneva Convention says we can hold them until the end of hostilities, and that's exactly what we did.
Yep, and it's not over, even though America and most people would want it over. Montgomery Granger, I know it's frustrating for you as an Army veteran and former Gitmo guard. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, up next, cities across Texas are bracing for hundreds of Afghan refugees. You're not going to believe this. As the state already deals with the record surge of migrants, maybe they can babysit the unaccompanied minors. Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez served in Afghanistan and joins us next to react.
I'm so glad you're okay, Sergeant Houston. This is Sam with USAA. Do you see the tow truck?
Yes, thank you. That was fast.
Sergeant Houston never expected this to happen, or that her grandpa's dog tags would be left behind. But that one call got her a tow and rental, paid her claim, and we even pulled a few strings, making it easy to make things right. That's what we're made for. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for. Get a quote today.
Home. 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 I was deployed to Afghanistan.
I was on patrol.
March 26, 2010.
During a dismounted patrol.
I happened to step in the wrong spot.
And took a sniper round into the chest.
My arm was gone, so I closed my eyes, thinking to myself, if I just keep breathing, I will make it home to my wife.
The hardest thing in my life is to have to call and yell for my children to help pick me off the bathroom floor.
Where do you go when home isn't home anymore?
There are over 1,000 families that need our help. Talented Towers is honoring those heroes that risk their lives by providing them with mortgage-free homes.
This home will allow me to be self-sufficient.
It'll help me live my life. It gives me back some of my dignity.
Home.
Personal. Safety.
Dignity. Family.
Independence.
Confidence.
It's the American dream, isn't it?
Home.
I'd like to ask you to contribute $11 a month to support their efforts. Please visit TomlinForTowers.org.
My name is Mason, and I love playing ball. I've been playing ball for about 65 years, and I've played 27 years in the Huntsman Senior Games, and it is a great opportunity to be able to continue to compete. But when I turned 80 years old, I was starting to lose it, and my legs felt like they were 100 pounds. And I was wondering what I could do to get it back. And I heard of Balance of Nature. So I've been taking Balance of Nature, and I do feel better. Taking Balance of Nature is helping me to get back to playing ball and taking care of my family and enjoying life. So I would recommend Balance of Nature to anybody because I'm excited about it. I really am. Balance of Nature works. I'm going to take it till I graduate from this life and go on to the next.
Start your journey with the best fruit and vegetable product on the market by going to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FOXNEWS.
I've lost count of how many asthma attacks I've had, but my new normal with Nucala, fewer asthma attacks.
Nucala is a once-monthly add-on injection for severe eosinophilic asthma, not for sudden breathing problems. Allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Infections that can cause shingles have occurred. Don't stop steroids unless told by your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. May cause headache, injection site reactions, back pain, and fatigue. Ask your doctor about Nucala.
Find your new normal with Nucala.
This past school year has been filled with ups and downs, and like most parents, you may be worried your child isn't on track for fall. With the Becca Academy video lessons, your child will not only get back on track, they'll stay a step ahead. Becca's spiral learning method constantly reinforces what has been taught, so they can retain more and not lose ground or confidence along the way. Becca is faith-based, easy to follow, and used by millions, and now it's the perfect time to try Becca for free. Go to abecca.com/free trial for 25 free hours of video lessons.
U.S. military bases are preparing to house thousands of Afghan refugees who are fleeing from the Taliban, and they're going to be used in Texas, too.
This comes as border communities are already dealing, as you know, with the record number of migrants.
Here to discuss, we've got Navy vet and Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez. Mr. Gonzalez, good morning to you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so the estimates are as high as 80,000 people need to get out of Afghanistan. It could be at least 30,000 Afghanis who worked with us. They can't stay there because the worry of retribution. Do you think that this deadline that the administration has of August 31st needs to be changed? Because if we don't have everybody out by then what happens?
Yeah, the administration has absolutely created a debacle on this Afghan withdrawal, and they need to be held accountable for it. And they have to change course now because the world is watching. You know, our legal immigration system was built to take on board political refugees, which is in many cases is what's happening in Afghanistan. It's not built to take the 3 million illegal aliens that is happening. I'll also add, you know, I served 5 years in Afghanistan, and to my brothers and sisters that served in Afghanistan and to the Gold Star families, we honor them and we thank them for keeping our shores safe for 2 decades. We can't lose sight of that. You don't hear that enough from the administration, thanking the men and women that sacrifice so much to keep our country safe. But to the immigration situation, we have to defend our allies.
Congressman, I know that you enlisted in the Navy when you were 18 years old. You served for 20 years and you retired from the Navy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know you spent time in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Asia as well. You collected surveillance on the Taliban for 2 decades. I want to hear about that, what you learned about the Taliban, and also I know you've been in contact with some of the interpreters that are there. Tell us their stories as well.
Yeah, the Taliban are a brutal regime, and that's how they govern, and that's exactly how they will govern. And, you know, I was there at the very beginning from 2001 to 2006, and one of the things in particular, you know, that I look back on now is Mullah Barater. You know, it was an individual that we actively targeted, and unfortunately we weren't able to kill or capture him, and now you're seeing him lead the Taliban. I think back and I go, if we were able to accomplish that mission, how would that change history? As far as the interpreters, yes, it is very frustrating. We've got several open cases where you've got Afghans that have fought alongside us for decades that are just fighting to survive, and we're doing everything we possibly can to get them in safe areas, whether that's in America or elsewhere. We deserve that to our allies. I go back to it. The world is watching. I just got back from Ukraine, from a CODEL in Ukraine. They're concerned about Russian aggression. Where's America going to be when Russia invades Ukraine again? I got back from South Korea about 3 weeks ago. Same thing. They're worried about what's going to happen when China invades Taiwan.
Right, don't worry. The vice president's going over to Vietnam now to reassure them that we are going to have their back. And then she's going to go over to Singapore. Great optics there. Saigon and Kabul, fantastic. So if I was to put you, Tony, in charge, Congressman, in charge of this operation to open up the arteries, knowing how diminished we are as a force and how little we have no more bases there, how do we do it? If the Taliban say, I'm not letting Americans come from outside Kabul to Kabul to get out, what do we do?
Number one, every American needs to return home. And we have to ensure that every American, whether you're a correspondent, whether you work for an NGO, whether you work for the government, doesn't matter. If you are a United States American, you deserve to come home. That's one. Two, Two is our allies. Our allies, we cannot leave our allies on the battlefield because, again, the world is watching. Right. Now's the time. Look, the Biden administration, huge debacle, but you got to change course. You can't double down on a losing hand. You have to change course, and they have to do it now because Russia and China are waiting in the wings to take advantage of this political debacle that the Biden administration has created.
All right, let's see what happens today. Congressman, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up next, parents protest as a South Carolina school, get this, goes virtual again. Our next guest is a mother who says this back and forth is causing chaos for families.
The Quiz Show game on Fox Bet Super 6. Download the app and answer the pop culture questions that have everyone talking. Enter for free for a chance to win $5,000. Download the Fox Bet Super 6 app now to get started.
This is why you want Farmers Claim Forgiveness. Your home premium won't go up just because of this.
Wow, that's something.
You get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks. Get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Overwhelmed by the ups and downs of frequent mood swings of bipolar 1? Ask about Vraylar. Some medicines only treat the lows or highs. Vraylar effectively treats depression, acute manic, or mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults. Full spectrum relief for all bipolar 1 symptoms with just one pill once a day. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. High cholesterol and weight gain and high blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, may occur. Movement dysfunction, sleepiness, and stomach issues are common side effects. And you can pay as little as $0 if eligible for your first 2 prescriptions. When bipolar 1 overwhelms, Vraylar helps smooth the ups and downs.
HomeAdvisor and Angie's List are now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your projects done right. Inside, outside, big or small, Angie helps you find the right solution